I set up this Hermes AI agent that runs my entire WhatsApp from Telegram. I'm chatting with my Hermes agent in my Telegram and I ask it to create a couple of groups and it does it. Then I type another sentence and ask it to send reminders to all my cohort groups. Three groups get the messages at the same time. Then I asked it to research a topic and share the full report across all the three groups. It browses the web, writes the analysis, and drops it in the WhatsApp, all from just one message. Every morning, I get a ranked briefing of what came in, which chats need me, which ones don't, and I set it to run automatically at 9 a.m. every day. And this last one actually makes you money. I asked it to compare two groups, people who attended free versus people who paid. And AI finds the gap, drafts personalized follow ups, and labels them in our CRM. And all of this just built once and running every day. Let me show you how. So basically, there are three pieces and they connect simply. So we will buy a VPS in the cloud, which is a virtual machine, and we will host our Hermes AI agent inside it. And then we will connect Hermes to our Telegram so that we can chat with this agent directly from our Telegram without getting into the VPS terminal. We will use Periscope. This is the piece that makes everything possible. It's a WhatsApp CRM for your personal or business numbers. We can use Periskope's MCP server and set it up with our Hermes agent. Our agent can then read all the chats, send messages, manage groups, label contacts, resolve tickets, everything else that you could have done manually inside Periscope. You'll just type your instructions in Telegram, and Hermes will call Periscope and get the things done for you on WhatsApp. A quick note on WhatsApp number. So, we are using WhatsApp Business app, not Meta's Cloud API for this demo. Periscope supports WhatsApp Personal Number and WhatsApp Business app. This part of the video is sponsored by Hostinger. I have been using Hostinger VPS for a couple of years on my own projects, and it's been rock solid. And especially for Hermes Agent, they have one click deploy template. So you can click my link in the description and you will land on this page. And I would suggest you to choose KVM2 if you want to do a lot of meaningful work. Then click on deploy. You can select your period from here, and then you can apply my coupon code Future Minds to get an additional 10% discount. Then select the server location, which is closest to your region. Then continue and complete the payment. And once the provisioning is complete, you will see a dashboard like this. Now we can access Hermes agent by clicking on this open link. Now let's start with quick setup. Now you can choose any LLM provider of your choice. For now, I'll go ahead with Anthropic and I'll select Anthropic API key. I'll paste the API key over here. I'll go ahead with Claude Sonnet 4.5 for now. Let's keep the terminal as current. And we also want to set up our messaging platform, which is Telegram. So let's select the first option. Now select Telegram by pressing space and enter. Now it is asking for Telegram bot token. To do that, you can go to botfather and enter new bot. Let's name it as Future Minds Hermes bot. Now let's give it a username by adding underscore bot at the end. And now we have the token. So we can copy it from here, come back to terminal and paste it over here. Now it's asking for allowed user IDs. And to find that, we need to message user info bot and it will give us the numeric ID. You can search for user info bot Telegram on Google and you'll get it open in a web. Just start the conversation and it will show your ID. Just copy it from here, go back and paste it over here. Select yes, and we are done. And now Hermes is ready for chatting. So let's press Y and let's send a message hi. And it is working perfectly. So we will use Periscope as our CRM for WhatsApp. Once you create account, you will land on a dashboard like this. You can click on add phone and connect your number. And you can see all the chats, your team members, your open tickets, everything on this dashboard. Respond to them directly from here. You can label them or assign them to your team members. So we are interested in giving all of these capabilities to our Hermes AI agent. We can go to settings and then scroll down to MCP under integrations. Now it contains all the instructions on how to connect MCP. So step 1 is getting API key and you will get this while connecting your phone number. Then step 2 is installing package globally and third is configuring MCP server. Now we need our Hermes agent to execute step 2 and step 3 on its side. And before we do that, we need to save these two environment variables, Periscope API key and Periscope phone ID in our Hostinger dashboard. Click on Manage for Hermes Agent Container. Then scroll down and expand environment. Then click on add environment, paste the environment name and the value. And if you forgot to save the API key, you can go to API tab and create a new one. Paste the API key over here, add another variable with the name Periscope phone ID. And you can copy the value from here. Then go back and paste it over here. Then click on save and deploy. Now this will restart our Hermes agent. Now let's copy step 2 and step 3. Go back to Hermes chat, ask it to set up Periskope MCP server using these instructions. I have already saved the API key and phone ID in the environment variables, and then paste those 2 steps. All right, so this is complete. Now let's see if it is working fine. Let's ask it to fetch the chat IDs for the past 5 chats. Let's allow the tool. It was able to successfully fetch the past 5 chat IDs. All right, so now our Hermes agent has access to Periscope. Now to set up our demos, I'm asking Hermes to create these 5 WhatsApp groups. Let's send the request. It says Periscope API requires at least one participant to create a group. So I'm telling it to add the number, which is set up in Periscope as a single member for these groups. Okay, let me provide the number itself. And it has successfully created all these groups. And I can see all of these groups in WhatsApp. Now let me show you how you can control all of your WhatsApp groups using Hermes agent. So I'll give it this query. So now I'm asking it to send tomorrow's session reminder to all my current cohort groups. And I want it to send this message. And as you can see in WhatsApp, it has sent all of these messages in these 3 groups which matched with the query. In fact, we can ask Hermes to research on MCP and share the report in the above 3 groups. Now, since it's using browser navigate, it's asking for a permission. Let's allow it. All right, so it has shared the report. We can see the entire research data in all of these 3 groups. And you can even have it share the entire analysis on your emails. Now, here's another demo that I think would be really useful for you guys. So I'm giving it the query to give me a quick briefing on everything that came in across my chats and cohort groups in the last 24 hours and tell me what's there, which 2 things actually need my personal attention, etc. So right now, I don't have real data in those groups because those are dummy groups. But ideally, in a real world scenario, this would be really insightful. It can actually go through all of those groups. It can read the conversations, it can analyze them, come up with insights, and share it with you. And there we have it. This is the 24-hour chat briefing. These are the group activities. So 2 messages each in these 3 groups that we sent, and no activity in the last 2. And there are 2 things that need my personal attention. So this is the difference between checking WhatsApp for 30 minutes every morning, scrolling through every group, every DM, trying to understand what your customers are looking for, trying to remember who said what, etc., and just checking Telegram for 30 seconds. You can in fact ask Hermes agent to set up a cron job to share the above report every morning at 9 a.m. And it has successfully created it. Now I saved the best demo for the last. And this is the one that actually makes you money. Now, depending on your type of business, this can vary. But let's say for a course business, there can be 2 natural groups: people who showed up free and people who paid. Now, what's the difference between these 2 lists? Your warmest unconverted leads, and you are probably not even following up with them. So if I send a query like this, compare the members of free workshop last Saturday against AI automation cohort, find everyone who is in the workshop group but not in the cohort group, which means we are finding the people who have not yet purchased. List them and draft a short personalized follow up to each one mentioning the early bird discount. Label them as workshop warm lead in Periscope. Let's send it. And this is what we got. So both groups have only one member because that's what we have set up. But in a real world scenario, it would have found the people who have not yet purchased and it would have sent the messages to all of those people as follow ups, which is awesome. Everything we built here will work with your personal or business WhatsApp number. Just make sure it is not linked with your WhatsApp Cloud API. If you are a solopreneur, coach, a small team, using business WhatsApp number with Periscope can be the right call. You can use a dedicated number, just warm it up for a couple of weeks, send normal messages manually so WhatsApp sees it as a real number, and then turn on AI. Now, everything you just saw was commanding the AI. You tell it what to do and it does it. But what if the AI could talk to your customers on its own, handle their queries, answer pricing questions, handle frequently asked questions in your voice, etc. And when it doesn't know the answer, escalate to a human, create a ticket, email to your team all by itself. And all of that is possible with the current setup. You'll just need to configure a couple of more things like webhooks in Periscope, etc. Let me know in the comments if you want me to create another video to cover that as well. If you found the video useful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe the channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.